Picture this. A man sits in a camp, but not just a camp, a colossal, moving city, 500,000 followers, 50,000 camels, 30,000 elephants, dozens of miles wide, surrounded by tents, temples, and trembling generals, all orbiting one man. And yet, that man feels like a prisoner, not just of duty, but of his own soul. This was Aurangzeb's Deccan camp, his golden cage, and truth be told, it sucked to be him. Born in 1618, Aurangzeb was the third son of Shah Jahan, the emperor who built the Taj Mahal. He wasn't raised to rule. That was meant for his elder brothers, the poets, the wine lovers, the refined heirs. Aurangzeb, he was the quiet one, serious, withdrawn. He memorized the Quran, dressed in plain robes, avoided music and perfume. Court life found him strange. European visitors to the Mughal court wrote of him with confusion. He does not laugh. He does not feast. He works and prays. His father saw this ascetic streak as defiance. Aurangzeb was pushed to the edge, sent far from the glittering palaces. But he watched, he learned, and he waited. When Shah Jahan fell gravely ill in 1657, a power vacuum opened, and Aurangzeb did not hesitate. He outmaneuvered his brothers, executed one, imprisoned another, even locked up his father in Agra Fort. That's how Aurangzeb claimed the peacock throne, not by birthright, but by blood and brilliance. And then, he changed everything. He banned music, dismantled court rituals, reinstated the jizya tax on non-Muslims, imposed Islamic law. He wanted the empire to reflect his God-fearing, disciplined soul. But here's where it gets complicated. For all his orthodoxy, he wasn't blindly cruel. He promoted Hindu commanders. He protected some temples. He recognized talent over faith when it served the empire. Still, the image stuck. Aurangzeb the fanatic. Aurangzeb the tyrant. He didn't care. He lived like a monk, wrote Quran verses by hand to sell for personal expenses, knitted his own prayer caps, and refused to use royal funds for his own burial. But the true hell came later. In his 60s, Aurangzeb marched south to conquer the Deccan, a land full of stubborn kings, rising powers, and relentless rebels. He thought he'd finish the job in a few months. It took 26 years. 26 years of war, scorched fields, empty treasuries, mountains of the dead. He ruled from tents that moved like ghost cities across India. He slept on coarse carpets, wrote letters until dawn, and micromanaged every corner of the empire from his lonely command post. He became emperor, general, judge, and cleric, all rolled into one, and none of it brought him peace. Toward the end, he was tired, old, worn out. He wrote to his son, "I have not been the guardian and protector of the empire. I do not know who I am or what I have been doing." His body broke. His faith wavered. His empire, already cracking, was slipping through his fingers. In 1707, Aurangzeb died. Not in a palace, not under silk canopies, but in a small tent under open sky. He was buried in Koldabad, beneath bare earth. No grand tomb, no marble dome, just dust. A man who ruled over millions, laid to rest in the simplest grave of all Mughal emperors. So what do we make of him? Aurangzeb wasn't just a villain. He was a deeply conflicted man, driven by faith, bound by duty, tormented by power. He ruled the largest empire India had ever seen, and left it bleeding. He won every war, and lost every peace. He lived for God, but died questioning everything. He outlived his brothers, but couldn't escape his own legacy. To be Aurangzeb was to have unimaginable power and unbearable pressure, to build an empire and then bury it with your own hands. He ruled, he reigned, but peace escaped him, even in death. Sometimes history sucked.